Welcome to my top 50 songs of 2023. It's a great year for music this year. Maybe not as good as 2021 and 2022, but that's kind of hard to beat. And I'm going to start listing off some of my favorite songs of the year. And in a video tomorrow, I will do my favorite albums of the year. This list you can find in the description in alphabetical order. We're going to start off at number 50. This is Roller Coaster by NMIXX with a very bright and bubbly K-pop banger. Been streaming this one a lot recently, and really excited for NMIXX's upcoming album, actually coming out pretty soon. Up next, we have Red Wine Supernova by Chappell Roan. I think that's how you say it. It's a song that was on repeat constantly, especially in my apartment this year, and probably the most danceable song on Chappell's debut album. Chorus is just so elevating. Really enjoy that one. Next, You Tear Me Apart by Dev Lemons, an emotional, jammy bedroom pop song. I love what Dev has been doing recently, and her vocals sound amazing on this song, and I'm glad it got its little viral moment on TikTok this year. I hope it got a lot more people tuned into Dev's music, because I really like what she's doing. Up next, Slow Pulp comes through with their best song yet, Slugs. This is their hooky college indie rock distilled in a tight package. It's got a bit of a slacker rock feel, a relaxed, somewhat muted vocal presentation. Love what they did on this one. Up next, Bending Hectic by The Smile. At 46, Tom York, Johnny Greenwood, and Tom Skinner team up for their lead single to their upcoming album, the post-rock Bending Hectic. It has a jaw-dropping crescendo. Big fan of this one. Up next at 45 is Xena by Skrillex and Nai Barghouti. Skrillex really made sure that we didn't forget about him this year. He dropped 2 albums, but no song on these albums really compare to the blood-pumping jungle trap on Xena. The drop is just so gratifying, and those sample drums are too brutal. Up next is Lethal by Frost Children. I really struggled deciding whether I wanted to put Frost Children's incredible Flatline on here, but I ended up going with their more low-key indie rock influenced Lethal, which has one of the best written choruses I've heard this year. It's just a really sweet song. Next is Ben Folds at 43. Maybe my favorite singer-songwriter of all time. He finally came back with a new record this year, and it has some great tunes on it. I think my favorite one is probably the lead single, Winslow Gardens, which is just a very well-written pop rock song in 7/4. Just some classic Ben Foldery on this one. And at 42, big shout out to Remy Wolf, who I really hope we get an album from soon. But in the meantime, she dropped this absolute heater of a psychedelic pop R&B song, Prescription. There's really no one out there in the pop world with a voice as piercingly strong as Remy Wolf's, and this song is proof. What just a generational talent. I mean that with no exaggeration. Specifically, the extended version of this song is killer. Up next is a song I've only listened to 3 times because of how emotionally devastating and cathartic it is. That is Reverend Kristen Michael Hayter's rendition of How Can I Keep From Singing, with the very warped vintage production style and, of course, the glossolalia, which is also known as tongue speaking, that prevails throughout the song. It's far from the most accessible song on here, but it's hard to deny the emotional impact this recording has. At 40 is Bleeding of the Sun by Death's Dynamic Shroud. This is such a cool direction for DDS producer Tech Honors. This dramatic indie-tronica is so powerful. Technically, this song was first released in 2022, but it was redone for streaming services this year and released as a single, so I thought it would still fit on this list. Spoiler alert, this is not the only 2022 song on this list, so I've broken a couple rules. Next is Barley from Water From Your Eyes, which is one of the most creatively structured indie rock songs I've ever heard. It gets a bit grating, but the way that this duo pushes the boundaries of song form on this is unforgettable. Up next, Olivia Rodrigo here at number 38 with a song that finally brings an authentic pop punk sound to mainstream rock. Well, All of Guts kind of does that. Ballad of a Homeschooled Girl, specifically. Juvenile angst honed to imperfection, and just a all-around relatable song. All hail Top 30's savior, O-Rod. Up next, Speed Love by the world's first decentralized K-pop group, Triple S. You just cannot deny the production on this song. It's just so fun. The flutes on here, the grooves, the hypnotizing chorus. It takes influence from video game OSTs on parts. I just can't get enough of this song. Up next is Squid's art rock banger, The Blades, which is their best song yet, and I think what really proved this band to me as a force to be reckoned with. The vocal performance on here is fantastic. The song structure is so gratifying. The lyrics are cutting. At 35, we have young indie rock up-and-comer Hannah Jadagu with the infectiously groovy Admit It. There's some drum programming in here that scratches an itch I never knew I had. Hannah's knack for emotionally matured and punctual songwriting is on full display, and there's a refrain switch up in this song that's just so perfect. Can't get enough of it. And then the Hillbillies by Baby Keem and Kendrick Lamar at 34. This song is not as memorable as their previous collabs, but the chemistry is still undeniable, and I love the Bon Iver sample flip. Keem and Kendrick are still unstoppable. 33. Paramore has mainstream pop banger of the year with Running Out of Time. This song is so infectious. It has so much energy, and the final chorus of the song still floors me. Number 32. No Kanye diss track is ever going to compare to this one. Yeezy Boots by RXK Nephew. Shout out to Pitchfork for including this on their best songs list, or else I would have completely missed it. Ye is never going to recover from the bar "You Signed Big Sean." At 31 is Younger and Dumber by Indigo D'Souza, an indie rock ballad with some of the best lyricism I've heard this year. Indigo weaves a sense of homelessness and lonesomeness through a sickeningly bitter and powerful song. It helped me through a lot this year. Number 30, What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish. This song was the best part of the Barbie movie, which is a high compliment. Billie really understood the ethos and themes of this film, and she honestly put it more perfectly than the movie ever could. A powerful song. At 29 is Hip Hop Verse of the Year, which is Danny Brown on Year Zero. Apparently he was completely blackout on this verse, which is unfortunate, but it really is Verse of the Year, even though it is Billy Woods and Kenny Segal's song. He completely takes over with an energy that is unreplicatable. He just spouts off about some random shit on the song. It's just mind-melting. Of course, Billy Woods kills it as well, and Kenny Segal provides them both with one of the most menacing beats of the year. And at 28 is Space Orphans by Ichiko Aoba, which has me foaming at the mouth for a new Ichiko album. This song is drop dead gorgeous. It's unbelievable how pretty it is. The string arrangements, her voice, the subtle hints of woodwinds. She is truly a gem in the singer-songwriter world. And at 27 is Oral by Bjork and Rosalia. There's something very magical about hearing an unreleased Bjork song with vocals recorded early in her career, reinvented in this way with contributions from Rosalia. Oral is a perfect combination of two incredible artists, and it's so cool to hear a song that was originally intended to be a dancehall song, reinvented now with some hints of reggaeton. So that was pretty sick. And for 26, I know everyone and their mother has Boy Is a Liar Part 2 on their list. I was going to as well at first, but I just think Capable of Love is a better song. It's so dynamic, it's so fresh, it's so meaningful. This is the type of material from Pink Panthers that really gets me most excited for her future releases. And starting off the top 25 is Why Does the Earth Give Us People to Love by Kara Jackson. The National Youth Poet Laureate writes one of the most heartbreaking songs about grief and loss. She makes the pain in the song so digestible and so powerful, and of course her voice is just magical. The journey the song takes you on is so crushing. Kara might just become one of the greatest young songwriters out there. Just give her some time, hoping for another album sooner rather than later. At 24, an equally devastating song, Scapegoat by ANOHNI. Out of all of the incredible songs on ANOHNI's 2023 album, this one hits me the hardest. It's her voice at her most broken. It's her writing at its most dynamic. And the line, "You're so killable," is just seared into my brain. What a crushing song about the disenfranchised. Her voice won't be for everyone. I still think Bjork even just used it back on Volta. But when it's used right, wow. At 23, Danny Brown sitting at 23 with Jenn's Terrific Vacation. The drums on this by Casa Overall are so good. If it was just those drums, this song would have probably still made it on my top 50. But in addition to that, we get some incredibly nuanced and pointed critiques on gentrification from Danny Brown. It's an absolutely mind-blowing song. And at 22, we have the soundtrack to the second half of this year for me, which is Tough Love by Flyte and Laura Marling. Obviously, the song is well written. Obviously, it's vocally amazing, and the build at the end is so powerful. But the real appeal of this song are some of these lines. Lyrically, it's just gorgeous and bittersweet and perfectly vague. Some lines that have kind of just been living in my mind for the past half year. How are you still breathing with my hands all over your heart? I've been feeding you fear, you've been keeping me thin. When your friends come calling, do they ask you with a sigh, are you for real? Tough love. Incredible, incredible songwriting. At 21 is Ruined by Adrianne Lenker. We're getting a full album from her in 2024, and this first teaser already cements this album on my best albums list for next year. Adrianne is still at the peak of her songwriting abilities. She is so inventive, so creative, so stunning. The piano solo at the end of the song is one of the best musical moments of this year. It's completely based off of these really dissonant, close intervals, which reflects the lyrical themes of being so close to someone is damaging. Everything about this song is just so sickening. Love that one. And of course, it can't be a best songs of 2023 list without Lana Del Rey's A&W. Lana is somehow able to offer us one of the most definitive thesis statements of her own artistic career in a 7-minute package that is equally devastating, victorious, introspective, and outward. I think Jack Antonoff's best production work lands on this song, and probably the best beat switch of the year as well lands on this track. At 19 is Will You Still You by Jeff Rosenstock, probably the most energetic song on my list. This song really, really gets me pumped up. There's like 3 songs in here packed into one, and they're all punk bangers. This is such a good opening track on Jeff's new album. It really sets it all off with some incredible momentum, and it just proves that Jeff has the spirit, energy, and attitude of power pop, pop punk, hardcore punk, and rock music just coursing through his veins. And I lied. Will You Still You is not the most energetic song on this list because Leroy's OMG Crush Desire is right above it. This is the best Daria Core song I have ever heard. The mashup of Justin Bieber's Where Are You Now, New Jeans' OMG, Caroline Polachek's Welcome to My Island, Brie Runway's That Girl, Ice Spice's In Her Mood, and just when you thought it was over, she throws in Poppy by Stacy just for good measure. What a murderously good mashup. This song gets me going like no other. And it's also such a great representation of the music I was really obsessed with this year, which is just like some of the most bubbly and like love-struck and obsessed pop music. So really, really definitive of 2023, this song is. For 17, we have Psychedelic Switch by Carly Rae Jepsen. Originally, this spot was going to go to Put It to Rest from the same album, but at the last second, this song barely edged in front of it because it's been growing on me day by day. I would never think that Carly and French House would be such a perfect combination. She really took a lot of risks on her most recent album, and I think all of them paid off, but this one paid off especially. And at 16 is the magical I've Been Young by George Clanton, which I think might be the best produced song on this list. Everything about it, the misty synth beds, the nostalgic drum grooves, the subtle bongos, the synth string swells, the funky guitar that sits right at the bottom supporting everything, and George Clanton's vocals, which are perfectly buried underneath it all. This is just a gorgeous chill wave song that really brings out a specific warm, comforting, nostalgic feeling. At 15 is the K-pop song of the year, Super Shy by New Jeans. This song is actually crack. New Jeans have a pretty much perfect run these past 2 years, and they are undeniably the most promising new K-pop group out there. Super Shy is a short and sweet pop song. It's perfect, and it was really cool seeing it land on the year-end lists for most publications because it really is just that good, so I'm glad it's getting its flowers. And next up is JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown. They're scaring the hose on Lean Beef Patty, a sample-based experimental hip-hop track that's loud, hyper, outrageous, and has some of the best hip-hop production of the year on it. So many quotables, so much energy, so much chemistry. Elon Musk will never recover from this song. At 13 is 100 gecs with Dumbest Girl Alive. I know gecs never left, but when they dropped this song, everyone knew they were back. It's just so fire. The guitar riffs are hard, the vocals are crazed, the THX sample is hilarious. If you aren't jumping up and down listening to this song, you're dead. And starting off the kind of last segment of my list is Ewell with Daisies, a supremely cathartic shoegaze piece with some of the best textural work I've heard this year. A lot of shoegaze songs ended up stopping me in my tracks this year, but even though this is my favorite shoegaze song of the year, that one's coming up later, this one is the most powerful one lyrically. There's a crushing sense of malaise and self-destruction prevailing through this song, which made it perfect for just some of the lowest points of the year for me. I just put this song on, scream for a bit, and just move on with my day. It's a very important one. And next is Top Dog by Magdalena Bay, which is just a flawless summery pop song. It's so breezy. It's so catchy. Honestly, it might be the stickiest chorus of the year, and everything about it is just incredible. The dog barks, the camera clicks, the gorgeous synth leads. Magdalena Bay, with every project, just cement themselves as the best pop duo out there right now. Also, best music video of the year. Next is Double Trio by Bystorm, new experimental hip-hop duo formed from the two remaining members of Injury Reserve. Still recovering from the death of Stepa J. Groggs, they have crafted a new mind-bending avant-garde hip-hop song that just leaves me speechless. These artists really have something special with them, and I'm so excited to see what they do as Bystorm. Rest in peace, Stepa J. Groggs. And at number 9 is Pretty Impossible by Caroline Polachek, which is a great pop tune. It's kind of a mesmerizing mix between the repetitious vocal phrasing of Suzanne Vega's Tom's Diner and the chilled electro-pop pioneered by Imogen Heap. There are so many amazing cuts on this Caroline Polachek album, but I think this is my favorite one of the ones that came out this year. Now, this next one is probably the most obscure pick on this entire list. It is Memories by Rina. This is not Rina Sawayama. This is Japanese jazz pianist Rina, who I saw play at the Rochester Jazz Festival about a year ago. She blew me away at the time, especially with this song, Memories, which was unreleased at the time, and I waited, and finally it dropped along with Rina's most recent album. And while it's never going to completely capture the magic of the song as it was played live, it comes very close. And it's so rare for a composer, especially one this early in their career, to already have the ability to capture such specific imagery and feeling within an instrumental composition. The melodies are so memorable, the piano playing is so impressive, and the emotion of this song is so prevalent. I had to place it this high on my list. It's just magical. And at number 7 is Good Luck Final Girl by Underscores. Maybe the most unusual pick for this list, because in the grand scheme of this album from Underscores, there are so many amazing bangers to choose from, but instead I decided to go with The Closer, which is an acoustically led ballad that wraps up the themes of this album so well, giving each of the characters in the concept a perfect send-off, and has one of the most powerful switch-ups in any song this year for the final verse. Just a very, very special song. At number 6, finally Big Thief released Vampire Empire onto streaming platforms, and I know there's a big debate about whether or not the studio one or the live version is better. I'm going to settle the score right now. They're both amazing, and I think I like the studio one better. And what's kind of like a victory lap for the band following their release of one of the best albums of all time, Dragon New Warm Mountain, I Believe in You. They dropped this tight indie rock tune that is for the most part just a standard Big Thief song, but at this point, what more can you ask for? Adrianne is singing her heart out, the chorus is so smartly written and catchy, the band members are all playing on point. The song is certainly big thieving hard. At number 5, True Blue by Boygenius. This has been my favorite Boygenius song ever since it dropped. I just love Lucy Dacus's writing. There's something about the simplicity she presents a story through that shows high stakes and thorough understanding of human interaction. It makes her writing so powerful. Also, the support from Julian Baker and Phoebe Bridgers brings so much life into the song. It's also, as with many of the other tracks on this album, a platonic love song, which is one of the most underrepresented thematic points in music. Next up is Turbines Pigs from Black Country New Road. I don't really know how to start with this song other than saw these guys live, and hearing them play this is still the best moment in any concert I've ever been to. The massive crescendo after May's gripping story with that mesmerizing arpeggio and then Charlie going absolutely crazy on the drums. Definitely the most cathartic song of the year by far. And the line, "Don't waste your pearls on me, I'm only a pig," has been echoing in my head ever since I first heard it. It's songs like these that really get me excited to see how this band grows and how they move on from after Isaac left, because they're already taking their music to new heights and new areas. And when they finished playing this song live, when I saw them, there was like about 2 full seconds of just complete silence, and then an eruption of applause that maybe lasted like 3 whole minutes. Just an unforgettable show. It was it was really something. And at the top 3, starting it off, is Begin Again by Jessie Ware. Latin disco banger with literally the best melody of the entire year. The amount of times this song got stuck in my head ever since I first heard it is actually uncountable. The production is so lush and flashy. Everywhere, every direction this song goes takes it to new heights. And that chorus is fucking incredible. That chorus is insane. There are chord movements in this song too that actually convince me that God is real. I don't know how to describe it. Pop song of the year, no question. Just amazing. At number 2 is Shit Talk by Sufjan Stevens. There's not a song that has come out this year with the same amount of emotional potency as Shit Talk in what on surface level comes off as a breakup song and is revealed to be so much more than that. Sufjan weaves in everything he's learned and built up throughout his career for this 8-minute experience that has made me cry enough tears to probably feel like a bucket. And the production here is just so masterful. The synths on this go from shimmering to wailing, blending gorgeous sounds that amplify a story of love and loss. It's a classic Sufjan tale, but it feels so real in this song. I will always love you, but I cannot look at you is a line that immediately brings me to tears. And finally, for the number 1, the song of the year, my song of the year, is Insomnia by Parannoul. Which ever since I heard this song in January, I knew it was going to be my number 1. The shoegaze banger has lived in my brain rent-free for an entire year, and not once did I consider any other songs as my song of the year. Technically, I heard this song in 2022 when I listened to Downfall of the Neon Youth, which was a collaboration between Parannoul, Asian Glow, and Sonhos Tomam Konta. But the song at that point was more undefined. I didn't really give much thought to it, didn't pay much attention to it, but when it was released again on Parannoul's 2023 album, it immediately jumped out at me. It was punchier, more alive, easier to parse through, and all of a sudden moments of the song really stuck out to me, like the celestial dreamlike intro with hypnotizing piano ostinato, the clicks and whirs that preface this intricate and rapid drum groove that sweeps the song off its feet, the dramatic switch up into the fuzzy guitars and the second verse, which thinks that like tricks you into thinking it's the chorus. Then the dramatic instrumental break where the drums drop out and come back in with these haunting background vocals, and everything drops out, and he just comes back in with all these pieces of the song returning and magically fitting together so well. And he completely switches up the chord progression, subverting expectations, throwing everything off, causing the chorus of the song to reach an incredible climax. It just makes my dopamine receptors scream. And then after all that, I translate the lyrics into English, and damn, like, this is the best song of 2023. I'm sorry, I will not hear any arguments about it. I don't care that it technically came out in 2021. They're different songs. Don't at me. Insomnia by Parannoul for President 2024. Anyways, that is my top 50 songs of the year. Again, they are all linked down below. And you can check me out on Twitch at JessCamWill, on Twitter at JessCamWill. You can follow my Rate Your Music at JessCamWill, and I will be releasing my top 50 albums of the year video tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching.